out.
I don't even touch pregnant stomachs. They kind of freak me out.
They're scary.
So I don't know how I'm gonna if when I get to the point where I'm gonna have a kid, I don't know how I'm even gonna touch my own stomach.
I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
They're so weird to me.
I know.
And people be looking at you weird. Everybody wants to touch your stomach.
My husband is gonna be my slave at that time because I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna low key be pissed that I'm having to do this and he doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
but he still gets to have a kid that's his.
And
it's all the way his.
And he still gets to smash. Hey, it's Nina.
And Ashley, back with the bullshit.
And this is the Young and Gettin It podcast. Yes.
I'm not working, but I don't know. Bitch been stressed. Fuck it.
I know your yay was so little.
Like, well, it's almost my birthday.
I know. Oh my God, your birthday's in...
I don't know.
When this releases, 5 days.
Yeah, because it's on Saturday.
Yes. And we're about to be drunk.
Woo woo.
And like... It's like not being selfish, but it allows me to get away from school. So
I mean, it's for everybody to get away from their responsibilities. Yeah, honestly,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
can't wait. This is episode 32.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, guys, you can find us on iTunes and Apple Podcasts under Young and Gettin It podcast. We do not have a G at the end of gettin. It's just an apostrophe. So.
Type
iTunes,
it in right.
Yeah, type it in correct. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Young and Gettin It podcast. We're also on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Find us right on there. Also, find us on YouTube and search Young and Gettin It podcast, and we'll pop right up. You'll see actually a cartoon version of me and Ashley. And then we're on GooglePlay, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts. All you got to do is search Young and Gettin It podcasts.
Yeah. And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. You can also find us at Facebook.com/YAGIPOD. We also have our website, Ashley and Nina. Oh no. Whoa. Okay.
I didn't even catch that.
Okay, so we have our website, www.weareYAGIP.com.
Hey.
And I was thinking of our email, ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. And you know what else I was thinking before it was like my turn? I'm like, I'm glad you go first, because sometimes I be forgetting. Like, as many times as we say it, like, sometimes I still forget. So I'm like, it makes sense that we say it a lot because people can still forget.
Because you see why I said it so slow? Because that shit was falling right out of my head. I was like, wait, what is it? We're on so many platforms that it's easy to forget that shit.
Yeah.
Niggas is busy.
And people are stressed. I don't get to sleep a lot. Like, it's hard. Exactly. Okay, it's tough.
I don't get to sleep a lot. Sleep is essential.
Mm-hmm. But guess who we were sleeping on Beyonce because this bitch, okay, you know how artists be like, y'all not ready, I got something coming, y'all not ready. Beyonce don't say that.
She don't say nothing to nobody.
She drops her shit disrespectfully as fuck. She drops it and then
changes the world.
And then everybody is like, I'm not ready.
I wasn't prepared.
I'm not. And that's off me only seeing the video that was out because I don't have Tidal.
Holy.
And so like I haven't committed to getting Tidal to listen to the whole thing.
I don't like the idea of Tidal, so yeah. I'm just not gonna get it.
Why not? Why don't you like that? No.
Because it's like too exclusive.
But I mean,
maybe I don't like exclusivity.
I get it, and I like it because it's for Black people, and it's like we talk about like supporting Black business.
But they're so damn rich.
Oh well. Oh well.
Give me some of that money.
They need to start generational wealth for Black people. Like you just have to think about you're still supporting that cause. I mean, you pay for iTunes.
Shit is cheap. I got a student discount.
Yeah, and I think Tidal has it too.
Oh fuck. Okay,
yeah. So it's like. I get it, because last night I watched her video. Well, she and Beyonce, we just forgetting all of the fuck about him. Okay. Just like we forgot about Nas releasing his album the day before.
Yeah.
Sadly, yeah, he released his the day before. Him and Kanye released that album the day before Beyonce dropped hers, and she had no announcement. She just dropped it and said, "Sorry, guys."
Deal with it.
I don't know if that's her being petty towards Kanye, or it's just like this is when we decided.
Beyonce's whole song was about the fact that She didn't even realize that she was going to boss up to this super. She's like she's a
superpower.
She's superwoman.
Yeah,
she literally
this
is
bitch
superwoman.
Is extraordinary.
We made it. We are the richest people. Yeah. Some of the richest people in this world. Everything we do is expensive and it's cheap to us.
Yeah, she said I have expensive habits. Like, yes, like you come through and you came through rapping. Like, who are you?
Like, your daughter is so blessed to have come out of your
they
fucking
have other
vagina.
Kids too. And everybody forget about them damn kids
because
we ain't seen them.
And they're talking about them babies that she was showing in their tour wasn't their real babies.
What?
I was like, what?
Where are their babies?
Well, why would you do that to a whole audience full of people?
She's Beyonce and she can.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Reason. If you're Beyonce, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And I'm done. I used to get mad that she could do whatever the fuck she wants. Now I'm like, no, she's Beyonce. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Like, remember how we were talking about, you were like, Nina, you were like, Beyonce be converting people. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, I was converted a few albums ago. That bitch really got me.
That bitch converted me right now. Yeah. I just watched the video for the first time. And I rolled my eyes and was like, wow, this bitch is actually converting me. Like, this is the Beehive. This is what she does.
Yep. You become a stan real quick.
And it's funny how, like, oh my gosh, I wish everyone saw this episode of Electric Dreams where, like, you could block people in real life. So they turn into a gray, they turn to a gray thing. You can't hear them, but you can see them, which is still pretty scary. You know,
it's just like grayed out, like censored.
Yeah, you can't hear what they're saying. And I guess they have to leave you alone or something. I think you can go to jail if you, like, I don't know.
Wasn't there an episode of Black Mirror like that?
Yeah. Oh, that was Black Mirror because
they were like grayed out.
Yeah. And then the one
just like disturbing things.
One dude did a crime, but he helped the police get this guy. So he got free, but he was blocked from the whole world. So everyone in the world,
went crazy.
He was blocked from everybody. Yeah, but I was like, that's how I feel about JayZ. So when I watch Beyonce's music videos and JayZ's in it, I just don't pay attention to him at all.
Yeah, because I really don't remember his verse. Like, he said something. I remember when I was watching last night, I was like, oh yeah, but like I don't
know what he said. Yeah, but all I remember is her response to what he was saying and her interaction with him and what she did. That's all I remember is what she did in response to who that blurred out person was. Because I still don't feel JayZ. I'm like, you treated her like shit for years.
But like I was telling you, they like, we made it together. I don't know. Yeah, it could have been like a power move from the jump. Like, she was like, I see the potential in him and his money making abilities, and she's like, I know I'm gonna go get her. My dad's gonna make sure I make money. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, and imagine how rich they were during Crazy in Love compared to how rich they are now. Yeah, they're like, we made it. Yeah, holy
like
moly.
Before we thought we made it, and then like it was like, oh no, it's like we're really making it now.
And we had all our problems, and we worked all our shit out. Now we have, it's like we made it. I was watching Black Love, which I'm like, you need to watch it. It's only $6 because for like, it's a documentary.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's only $6, so it's like, or $7, I think, and it's 4 episodes. It's like documentary style. It's all Black couples, like some that have been together for 1 year, all the way up to like 70 years. And then there's like, but there's like the main core couples, like Megan Good and her husband, this other fine ass nigga. God damn. And when he met his current wife, he was just divorced and she was married. And then when he told her, I'm divorced, and her first reaction was, how did you know? And he was like, whoa, because she wanted to get out. And like, she was just like, how did you know? What did you do? Like, did it? And he was surprised at her reaction to him saying he was divorced, was her being like, how do you get out? And so she got out of her marriage, and they've been married for 7 years. Like, he is fine as hell. God damn, I'm gonna show you him after. But anyway, sorry, off track. Because he looks so good. He's exactly what I want.
Chocolate.
Yeah, and he was chocolate as hell. Chocolate as hell. But yeah, Black Love. They all had gone through some terrible shit. All of them. Like, I was just like, and they're all still together, and they've all gone through like some terrible in their own different ways. Like that one lady from Mary, her and her husband were on there. They've been together for 15 years. Their first year of marriage, they only saw each other for 2 months total if they added it together. 2 months out of the 12 months. Yeah. And like he had actually, and she was an independent woman, because they always say like be whole. So these were men dealing with whole women who like didn't need them. Like this one dude, he's a comedian, he's married to this girl, and she really said I had to stop being the man. Like I've taken care of myself. I've always known without a man I'll be fine, I'll do my, and so she said I literally had to stop being the man. And then the other couple was like the girl from Mary, she had to be like, I need to be at home with my husband. Like I can't literally work all the time. And when he pisses me off, and then he actually started dating someone else. They separated. He started dating. He got a second house, and she didn't even see the house until he had the house for 7 months.
Oh,
she didn't even see it until 7 months after he had the house. They were so distant that he actually picked up a relationship with someone else. She got pregnant. Luckily, she had an abortion. Luckily, it's fucked up. I know. I was just about to say.
But honestly, in my head, I'm like, oh, I hope she didn't have it.
Yeah, in my life and what I believe, I'm pro-choice and pro-life. I'm pro everything.
Yeah.
Luckily, in my personal opinion, she had an abortion. Oh God. And then they're working their shit out. But it was like the stories were crazy. But it taught me something, that all relationships go through some shit. As long as they
ain't nothing perfect out here. Like Instagram be fooling people.
And they said them 1 year, those people who post all them pictures on Instagram, as soon as they get together, and less than 1 year later, they're not together. It's because like it takes a lot of hard work. And like they all basically have the same idea of, if you have that base love and that base, you know that this person, like Tia Moria was there with her husband too, and it was like, if you have that base love, like you can get through it. You just have to have that love for each other.
Yeah, like if you don't love each other,
it's not gonna work.
No.
Especially when you have kids, because it's only nice for the first week, and then you guys start getting on each other's nerves because you guys parent differently.
Yeah.
Like Tia's husband had the baby naked when she left. Like she had to go on a TV show. He was babysitting the baby, but the baby was just naked with shoes on, and he was like we had a great time. It was good. And she was like, I just had to understand that's how he wants to parent. If the baby, it's a baby, they can be naked around the house. Like she was like, I just had to, and I was like, oh yeah, I would be so irritated if I came home and the baby had like peed and there's shit everywhere. Like, but
if it's just like they're naked, their diaper's cool, then it's just like whatever.
He just cleaned the house, like and I was like, okay,
you can't get that mad at that.
Exactly. Like
as long as you're helping,
does his part. Yeah. But yeah, that was just one thing that I thought was great. So you guys go on Amazon Prime if you have it, and watch Black Love season 1. I think season 2 is about to come on, and I'm definitely gonna watch it. At the end of the season, I like cried. It was so good. It was good. I
don't think I'm ready for that.
It was good. It was good. I mean, but it teaches good lessons for people who are actually looking for long-term shit. Like. Also, we didn't want to forget to say Happy Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
It was yesterday, but
to all the dads out there,
Happy Father's Day.
To all those people that when I go on Instagram and you're either making somebody a father or you're becoming a mother or just like you're a father yourself.
Making someone a father.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like every time I go on there, somebody is either they just had a wedding or like somebody's pregnant.
It's
literally every time
I think it's our age group now.
It's definitely our age group. And I'm like, just like, damn, like
everybody.
It's like everybody's kids is really about to be like in the same age group. Like, so your kids are gonna like kind of like, depending on where you end up living, like your kids are gonna go to school with like your peers' kids. And I'm like, some of y'all motherfuckers, I don't want my kids to go to school with y'all. Yeah. I know that's fucked up. If your kids are anything like how you were, like,
I don't want my kids to go to school with your kids.
No. So like,
my kids are going to be so much younger than your children.
I'm kind of glad I'm not having kids right now.
Oh my God. My kids are going to be so lucky, because it's like our parents worked hard to get us to where we are. Yeah. And the fact that we're working hard, our kids are going to be better than where we are. And I'm like, you guys are fucking lucky. My kid, but because you guys are so fucking lucky, like you guys are going to have more responsibilities than I did. But your life is going to be great. So shut up. Well, that's how I feel. Like your life is going to be awesome.
Yeah, but you still can't be like that because that's how parents end up like ignoring problems with their kids.
But it's not like the bad way. It's kind of like you have to clean your room. You have to clean the bathroom.
Duh.
Some people,
doing some chores.
Some kids don't do the chores.
I'll probably have a maid.
I will have a maid too, but you only have your maid come
on certain days.
Yeah. So once a week. So your kids do need to wipe down the counter after they do their hair. Okay. They do need to wipe down the sink after they do the dishes. Yeah. It's like you have to keep the house together.
Have you ever seen that meme? And it's like, white mom do the dishes, and it's like what she actually means is do the dishes, and then it says black mom do the dishes, and it's like what she actually means is do the dishes, wipe the counters down, take out the trash, sweep the floor, clean the counters, like everything. And I'm like, that's definitely true.
That's so true. But my kids, that's why I say I'm going to very much take care of my kids. That's why I was like, you guys are going to be very lucky. But that also means you do need to take the trash out. You do need to wipe the counter down. You do need to go do the dishes. If there's something on the floor, go pick it up. Please. Because I just took you to practice and I just bought your fucking cheerleading motherfucking fee that's $2,000 and you're happy and you're eating great food. Oh, and you're 16 and all of a sudden you have a car? Like, you need, you have a TV in your room. No. It's like, you need to take care of my house because I took care of you.
My parents definitely never let us have a TV in our room growing up.
Yeah, see,
that's just something we couldn't
There was just 4 of us, so and we all lived in the same room. So it was just like, we had one
I mean,
TV.
there was 4 of us too, but my parents had us in like groups, so it was different.
Yeah.
But like, we didn't have TVs in our rooms.
That's good though.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm so detached from television now, is because I didn't have one in my room growing up.
Yeah, and you also had a lot of people in your house. And it's like, when everyone's like, I grew up, I'm a latchkey kid. So it's like, you grow up with your parents being so busy that they need the TV to be on because they literally do not have the time. Like, which is okay. I had babysitters, you know? So it's like, I get it. You know, like, I probably am going to have a babysitter too.
Oh, well, shit. A bitch need a break.
Like that girl, Angel, she has a babysitter. And she said because her baby's half Armenian, that like the Armenian side looks down on like.
Where are they going to come watch it?
Exactly what I said.
Are
they watching your kids? No.
They paying your
And
bills?
You have a job. And you're working on your degree.
Fuck that.
So.
You suck my dick.
So.
Like Cardi B be saying, suck my dick. Like,
I'm like, so. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I don't know what these other people are talking about.
Yeah, unless you funding something, don't ever complain to me.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
But yeah, also, oh my God, I have to talk about the Drake video.
Oh yeah.
I told me that video literally made me want to laugh and cry and be 14 and like, you know, like all these many things at once. Like,
yeah. And I really enjoyed how they had the whole crew running after the old boy who shot Jimmy.
Yeah. Oh.
The food here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be back, guys.
Hey guys, I just want to interrupt the conversation real quick to shout out another Black business. This is Stuff I Eat, authentic vegan cuisine. So Stuff I Eat, they have a promise. Their promise is to use organic produce, whenever possible. There's no such thing as produce. They use organic produce whenever possible. Our food contains no refined sugars, artificial flavors, artificial colors, or preservatives. We will not serve any animal products ever. Our motto, waste not, want not. In a continuing effort to reduce our carbon footprint and promote a healthy, eco-friendly lifestyle, Stuff I Eat has adopted a no-waste policy. If your tank is full, take your leftovers home in one of our biodegradable, eco-friendly takeout containers. It'll make the perfect that sure hits the spot snack later on. So these guys are open all week, 12 to 6 on Fridays, Saturdays, 12 to 8. They are closed on Monday. There's no reservation required. They are at 114 North Market Street, Inglewood, California, 90301. So support this Black business. We'll put all the descriptions and the address in our description. And make sure you eat there because, you know, vegan food is fucking delicious.
Yep.
And vegan
makes
food,
you feel better.
We're not like the LA people who are like, oh my God, all I eat is leaves. No,
it's vegan.
Vegan food is delicious if they know how to cook it. And I looked at this menu and it looks fire. So I was like, I'm gonna have to stop here at some point. So make sure you stop at Stuff I Eat at 114 North Market Street, Inglewood, California, 90301. And back to our conversation. So now that we're done eating,
and full as fuck.
Oh my God, the food was really good. We ate Mediterranean, guys.
My fave.
Yeah, so we're back to talk about something. We want to make sure that we advance our knowledge every week and learn something that us young millennials need to know to move forward in life. And so, Ashley, take it away.
Yeah. So this week, I just want to bring to y'all like a few job search tips. Or just like job follow-up tips after you apply, and then a few jobs that you can get that are not in retail, but they still make a considerable amount of money and they don't require a degree.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, because y'all clearly hate being educated.
Because, okay, we put out a survey
in the beginning and none of y'all wanted to learn about learning.
Literally everything else had high percentages. When it came to school, that shit said like 2%. Like, y'all do not fuck with school. I get it.
I get it too, but at the end of the day, it's just a way of life.
It's you know? And honestly, like, I get it. Go get your associates and go get, you know, and your trade school and all that stuff. But if you are interested in really advancing your career quickly, just to put yourself in a place to consistently be making money, especially for those of you who have children instead of little ones who need diapers every freaking day, it's good to just get that degree out of the way. So no matter what happens, especially
you got a fallback plan,
especially the recession that is coming, no matter what happens,
like
you'll
disclaimer.
Disclaimer, recession is coming. You'll be able to find a job.
Yeah, and I just know myself, like, I'm always looking for a job. Nina's always looking for a job, like, because I don't feel like, generally I don't stop applying. I have gotten lazy and I have stopped applying, but that doesn't mean that I'm not out there actively looking, seeing how the job game is changing, seeing how the requirements are changing for certain positions. So it's like, it is good to always be hungry and always be looking, because as Nina was saying, the recession can come and you could lose your job. You never know what the future holds. You could even lose your job without a recession happening.
Right.
So it's like you're
budget cuts.
Yeah. So it's like it should be like good to always be ready.
Right.
Because I try to always be ready.
And if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Get ready, how?
You know.
And so I'm working on always having my resume like up to date and available, because that's a good thing. Because who does not hate putting their resume together? I fucking do. Yep. So if you always have it up to date, you don't have to update it. Now, another thing in regards to jobs, if you're looking for a job and you apply for a job, I'm not sure if this will work in every industry. So you'd have to be very conscious of your decision, is to submit your application, and then the day after you submit your application, call.
They say 3 days, I think.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is saying a day. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what type of industry it is.
Yeah, because it probably does vary by industry. If you're applying at somewhere like, say you just need a quick job, so you want a quick job as like a waitress, or maybe even just a manager of McDonald's, or even cooking at McDonald's. Yeah, 1 day is best. When the higher the pay goes, the little more time you need to add to when you call back, because the more money the company makes, the longer it takes for them to even see your resume in the first place. But yeah, you do need to follow up within the week. I have heard that before. So it will vary 1 to 7 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. 1 is very short. I wouldn't have called my job back in a day, because when I was getting this job, they told me they'd be in contact with me in like a certain amount of time, and they weren't. So I was like, okay, I'm going to email everyone that I was in contact with throughout this interview process, because this interview process was one of the longest I have been through. And so I contacted everybody to see if somebody knew, like, hey, what's the next step? And just by doing that, somebody got back to me, and I was given my last and final interview. And I don't think if I hadn't called them, emailed them, I don't think I would have had that type of favor. Because I would have just been an applicant that's just sitting back. It's not like I'm hungry for the position. It's not like I need it. It's just like, oh, well, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Right. If I just sat back and waited. And then another thing is, once you do get that interview, if your resume is popping, you've been doing things in a timely manner, you follow instructions, which is key. Yeah. Nobody wants anyone that doesn't follow instructions. So when you're applying for a job, make sure you read those instructions very well, and make sure that if there is a question or something that they would like you to submit, that you answer all the questions or all parts of what you're supposed to answer.
And if you need help with your essay questions, because writing is different for everyone, just like math is different for everyone, have someone read over your response. Make sure you utilize the save option on your application, especially online. Use that save option, go back, check, follow up. Just make sure you make your deadlines and do it exactly the way they asked you to do it, because if you're not doing it the way they asked you, why would they expect you to do it right at work?
Exactly.
So,
and if you're not sure if your response is proper with grammar, I know there's an app called Grammarly. I don't know how much it costs, but that can be installed on your computer to check everything. And then another thing that I like to do is, when I write something that's like longer than a paragraph, I'll copy it into Google and have Google read it to me. So you could just say, like, read my essay to me, and then you copy and paste it on the website, that whatever website comes up, and then it'll read it back to you. And that's the way that I catch errors, because usually, like, when you're reading over something, you're so used to reading it,
you skip your errors.
Or you fix them inadvertently, like unconsciously you're fixing your errors as you're reading it. So if it's somebody else reading it back to you, that's a little better. Okay, and then sorry, I got a little tangent, but that was all important.
No, that was all important.
Yeah,
that was all important.
Now, when you get to the interview, make sure you shake their hand, say their first and last name. I usually bring a notepad with me to write down people's names, and I'll put like a description next to them so that I know who is who, because I forget names all the fucking time.
And can I touch on that handshake?
Yeah.
You need to practice handshaking. Even if you're shaking your own hand, make sure that you have a solid grip. Don't do limp hands. Do not have a limp wrist. Like, that is very unattractive as an applicant. Have a not a stiff wrist, but a like firm wrist. Make sure you squeeze, but not too tight. But make sure you squeeze and don't just do a firm shake. Make sure that your shake represents intelligence and experience and power, professionalism, confidence, that you are, because you need to be confident that you actually can do the job they're asking you to do.
Walk in there like you have that shit.
Yeah, like actually show that you're meant to be there. So yeah, and the notepad, like you said, you write down names. A notepad is good in general, because they will just talk to you about the position, about stuff that you might have never heard about before. That's the time for you to be like, okay, this is what, okay, let me, and then when they say at the end, do you have any questions, you can look at that paper and say, okay, like for example, we use the ERP system. Say you can say, yeah, you mentioned that you use the ERP system. What exactly is that? So I can have a further understanding of how you have questions. They want to see that you have questions. They want to see that you listened. Yeah. So the notepad is very essential. And the fact that you have a notepad, they're like, oh, this person came ready. Yep. Like, and if you listen to a past episode, we did talk about like how to look professional, even if you do not have money. So the
Goodwill is a great place.
The Goodwill is a great place.
A very great place when you're poor.
And ironing your clothes makes a big difference. People who have dreadlocks and nappy hair, get it retwisted, or at least pull it back. That's all. A ponytail does a lot, especially girls. Like, even if your weave is fucking run out and you don't have time to go spend another $300
on a headband, something,
a nice little simple headband
with a bow tie.
Pull that shit up.
Like that works real well,
right? Just pull that shit. Make sure it matches your outfit. Go hit Walmart real quick. Walmart got it. Walmart has everything.
Or the 99-cent store. And honestly, I feel like for majority of interviews, having your hair pulled back is the best way to have it if you're a woman. Because I know a lot of the times I have natural hair. I won't wear my natural hair to an interview. Yeah. Sorry to say it, but like a lot of the time I do not. It depends on the job, but for the most part, my hair is straight in an interview.
Yeah, when we do what our business venture, I think that we'll be almost representing the Black community. So there's a huge likely chance that I'll have faux locks in. Like, I'll probably have faux locks. I'll still have it up really neat, but it's like I probably am going to try to
be black as possible.
Yeah, I'm going to be professional. I'm going to be black as fuck. So my suit is going to be a really fucking nice suit. I love suits now that I have to wear them. A really nice suit. And black ass hair. Yep. And not colored, no color, but just black as shit. My nails are gonna be nude as fuck. Like, but that's just how to represent. If you still want to represent your culture and who you are while still looking presentable,
just do it professionally. Yeah, as professional as you can get it.
Exactly.
And so a few more things I want to talk on in regards to the interview process before I get into what jobs you can have without a degree is that one of the most important questions that a lot of people don't know how to answer in an interview is a STAR question. So situation, task, action, and resolve. So they give you a situation, they ask you or give you a task, and then they ask you what actions you took to solve it and what was the resolve at the end of the situation. So a lot of people don't really know how to answer this, or they answer it but don't answer it in entirety. So when I had this interview, I really wanted it, and I'm kind of mad at myself for wanting it, but it has afforded me with a lot of opportunities. I studied for this interview. So I just looked up common STAR questions, literally typed that into Google, found the questions, answered every question, but bullet pointed it STAR, and then I made a fucking story up for every single one. Or I had a story and I just made it sound better than it was. So, on the tips that I'm looking at, it says, make that shit the fuck up. Okay. So make that shit the fuck up.
If you have to.
Yes. But make it sound as realistic as possible. So that's why I said I had a situation, but I made it sound better than it was. And I made it sound like I did more than I did. And you have
to fluff it up.
And it's like, I am a good employee, but I ain't that good, you know? So, that's one thing that's very important in an interview, because almost every job interview I've had has asked me that question, or a question formatted in that way.
Yep.
So that's really important.
I can give you guys a quick example too, because it made me remember when I got my first biochemist job. They were like, what's a situation where something wasn't working out and you had to troubleshoot?
That is the most generic ass one.
That's the most common one. And I was like, when I first started doing research, we had to do tissue culture. And since it was my first time, I contaminated my cells a million times. And I said that in the interview. I contaminated my cells so many times that I believed that I could not contaminate cells. And I was like, and then I just literally reviewed the aseptic techniques and step by step made sure I did every aseptic technique and went above and beyond. And then all of a sudden my cells stopped being contaminated. So all it took was revision of my actions and then things. That's what I said. And I got the job.
Exactly. Because that shows you know how to take constructive criticism, especially like from yourself or just being self-aware.
And people make the mistake of trying to make themselves look too good.
Yes.
So I always make it seem like I fucked up so much. That's because as long as you come back with a response of I fixed it,
exactly,
it does not matter. I said I contaminated my cells a million times. A million obviously is not literal, but it means a lot. Like, I fucked up. I fucked up for a long time, and so it looks good because people always would be like, "My weakness is I'm so organized,
you're a liar,
and I just can't help but no."
You're probably messy as fuck.
You need to say my weakness is I like to take on too many tasks at once, and I want to do everything perfectly. So I need to learn how to back up and do prioritize. That's a great way to say the same thing. It's just say I've had to learn how to prioritize. What is important is what gets done first. What is time basis also is a matter. You just say shit like that. Star questions.
Yeah, get those star questions up, guys.
Don't try to make yourself sound perfect. You're not.
Because I've had because I even had when a recruiter called me, they were like, "Oh, have you ever had any situations where a surgeon was unhappy with you?" And I was like, "Definitely." I was like, "That's just part of the job. That happens a lot." And she was like, "Oh my God, I have people tell me that never happens." And I was like, "Well, they're lying." And that's literally what I told her. I was like, because there's no way for that to happen with the nature of people. There's no way that you can please every fucking surgeon. Impossible. But you have to know how to put a fire out, and that's something I know how to do.
Exactly.
You have to learn how to manipulate low key. So if you don't know how to do that, I'm very sorry for you.
Take the time. Yeah, take the time to think of something that you fixed. It doesn't have to be anything big. Oh shit, my phone. You could have fixed something breaking on the floor. Just make sure to if that's the biggest thing you ever fixed, make it seem like it was miraculous.
Like that was the make or break of the fucking company.
I made sure, as soon as I saw it, I made sure to tell everyone to avoid the area. I asked someone to grab the wet floor sign.
Disaster preparation
We grabbed the
kit.
wet floor sign. I stood by there. I made sure people were actually walking up. I made sure they did not walk up. I asked someone else to bring the mop and the brush. They handed me the mop. I mopped it up and I brushed it up. And I put the wet floor sign right in the middle. And then I did it all myself. And I picked out all the glasses of the pieces of glass out the mop. If that's your biggest story,
you better sell that shit.
You better say that's what the fuck you did.
Better be cinematic as fuck.
Yeah. Be like a little girl almost stepped on a piece of glass. I stopped her. Just finesse that shit. But yeah, this is fantastic. This is essential.
So the last couple of things I wanted to get to were some questions you can ask after the interview when they open the floor up to you and it's your time to shine. So you can ask, this is important because some people will lie and it just will fuck up everything for you. Does this position offer upward mobility? That's a great question. And exactly. Because when I read that, I was like, I ain't never even asked that before.
I'm finna ask that on my next one. Let me write that shit down.
I ain't never asked that before.
The fuck up. Wait a minute.
So that's a great question because you can get in a situation where the company puts you in, you get in the company, you haven't asked this, and then in 5 years you find yourself uncomfortable in the position because you feel like you want to grow, and it's just oh yeah, no, this is it, you ain't going nowhere else but this, right? And so then what are you gonna do? Either be unhappy or you're gonna go start over somewhere when you could have done this sooner and had build your rapport with everybody in the company. You could have had your spot locked down. You probably could have already had a raise. So it's beneficial to ask this beforehand. And then another one that people really try and avoid, because I have asked this one before, is do you enjoy working for the company?
Oh yeah, I've asked that before.
I've definitely asked that because that's very important to me. And
they're all gonna lie.
They're going to lie.
Pay attention to their face
or the wording of how they say
right
things. Because people be being shady. They be throwing shade, but they try and make it seem as ideal as possible.
They might need you.
So, and then after the interview, when you're leaving, shake their hand again.
Firm.
If there's multiple people, shake everybody's hand.
Firm.
And then, of course, ask their name again, or just make sure that you have the name correct. Like, yes, Jim Brown, right? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, after your interview, they say send a card. Like, I know my boyfriend, he told me that sending somebody a handwritten card has worked better for him than sending an email.
Okay.
So he said, because somebody told him to start doing that. So he started leaving a card. And he said that's gotten him callbacks and gotten him new accounts in his business.
I'm definitely going to start doing that.
And then if you are somebody that is moving to the city, like you're just moving to that city, do not tell them that over the phone. Tell them that in person. Because you don't want it to sound like you're moving for the job. You want to make it seem like, oh, I moved here already and now I'm looking to, get a new job while I'm here. Yeah. Or like looking to move my job over here so I don't have to commute so far. Right. Something like that. You know, you don't want it to be like, oh no, I just moved here. I need this job or I'm not going to make it.
Yeah. Like I need a job. I don't want a job.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck.
Always, no matter what the job is, always act like this job is the job you've wanted. Forever. And you landing this job is it. And you finally fucking did it. Like you have to make it seem like that. This is
where your heart's at. And then you do need to research the company to be able to say that you stand by the company's values. Yeah. Like, and you could even, of course, lie because you can't be like, oh yeah, I don't agree with this value your company has, and then it's still expect to get put on. Yeah. You know, and then you don't want to contradict the company's values when you're answering questions because you could inadvertently say something against the company's like beliefs and policy and you don't even know it because you have done no research on the company.
Yeah. And when you research the company and the company's values, you can, without them even say at the beginning of your interview, the first question they ask, you can make sure your question ties into what they're looking for. So also remember to read the job description of your specific job too, because I actually had to write a cover letter. And so I had already a cover letter. So I literally put the job description right next to it and blended my cover letter into what they were looking for in their job and made sure that it was super consistent to what they were looking for. So always try to read and remember what they want and make your verbal answers somewhat mesh into exactly what they're looking for, whether it's the company or the job description.
Correct.
I'm writing a lot of this stuff down too.
Good tips. I'm gonna have to listen to this again myself because a bitch about to start looking.
Okay. You ain't never lied.
Work, don't listen to this. Right. So
I'm not gonna promote this episode. We ain't gonna promote this one. No,
they don't even know the name of my podcast. That's fuck funny. Them. Okay, so these are some jobs that you can get without a college degree. So now you may not need a college degree, but that doesn't mean you could just absolutely avoid taking classes for some of these positions. So there's the position of a dental hygienist, and I looked up the average salary.
It's good money.
It was 72 for the median. Ooh. I'm like, that's popping without a degree, so that's popping.
Yeah, and you just go to trade school for 1 to 2 years.
Yeah,
right? And our friend that graduated, she was in it for like a year.
Yeah, it was probably accelerated.
Yeah, because it was like a year.
Because remember, she got out and then got back in.
But I don't know if those credits are transferable.
Yeah, maybe it's a different school.
Maybe it was a year and a half.
Yeah,
it looked about a year and a half.
It looked very short.
Yeah, it was very short.
And then there's a stenographer, aka a court reporter. Yeah,
for those people who really know how to type.
And their median salary was $49,500. That's with 2 people in your household, you popping. And so if you guys both make 45, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, you guys are doing it.
There's a surveyor. So these people, you do need a certificate for this. And then I was trying to find out what that was because I didn't know what it was. So a surveyor, they look at land and science, determining the terrestrial or three-dimensional positions of points and the distances and angles between them. A land surveying professional is called a land surveyor.
What the fuck?
So the median pay, it was a lot. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. I guess it's those people that be having the camera in the middle of the road.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I'm thinking it is. So hopefully that is what it is.
Something I don't know. That makes sense, actually. That makes sense.
They have a median pay of $58,000 and a median hourly pay of $27,000. So that's popping.
That's good.
Then there is the real estate broker.
Okay, yeah.
But for this one, there is a catch. So you have to be a sales agent, a real estate sales agent for 3 years prior to being able to become a broker. But as a sales agent, you can still make pretty good money because you get a percentage of whatever the person sells their house
commission,
for.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't look up their salary though.
A realtor did get a commission on the last house I lived at. Yeah, that's really good. A lot of people are getting into the real estate business too. I was talking to Ashley. I was like, yeah, if we have extra money, we should definitely get right into that. Detroit's booming right now.
And you need 60 to 90 hours of training depending on your state. Oh, and 1 to 3 years of experience. So you might not need 3 years experience of a real estate sales agent, but I mean, the more experience, the better. Yeah.
Right.
There's purchasing agents. So these are people just that like buy stuff for companies. Rashad used to do this in college. He used to buy like medical equipment for this medical company. And you just call around, get the best price, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, you really just, like, work deals all day.
You're literally a purchasing agent. Yeah. Literally.
And some of them make $60K. Okay. So
cool. That actually sounds like a chill job.
Let me see. Yeah. So the median annual pay is $59,620 as of 2015. So it could have grown since that time, but this is the most recent one that they have done. And
all these positions, if you want to also check your chances, you can go on Bureau of Labor Statistics and you can look up the growth rate. So the growth rate is how much they're hiring over the next couple of years. But continue. Sorry.
Another one that I thought was really cool is the MTA subway drivers.
Oh shit.
I was looking up. You don't need a degree for it, but as of a few years ago, what years was it? 2012. Their median pay was $31 to $32 an hour.
That's why they fuck is you doing,
right? Because they like, we getting this paper. And the highest paid MTA train operator made $128,000 in 2012.
So that nigga has worked there for 10 to 20 years.
And the average salary is $81,000 for an MTA driver.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit. Where do they drive at?
If you think about it, they drive all day though. Like if you're an MTA driver, you are always fucking driving that fucking train.
Killed someone on accident.
Right? Ran somebody the fuck over.
Pieces of Merle was like, if you hit somebody, you need to just keep going. We got places to go. They know what was gonna happen when they got down there. I was like, that's fucked up.
Honestly, they tell you to stay off the tracks. So.
And stay off that yellow line. Back the fuck up.
Yeah, they just need those extra doors like they have in London. But that was like at only one subway.
Yeah, that was only, which I loved. But it's like, that was only at a couple subways. Like, I wish if California was able to build their train system the way Amsterdam, my God, we'd be living a great life.
It's like at this point now, we're fucked. Like
all we would have to do is wake up earlier, but we could do shit on the way to work.
Which I'm fine with.
Oh my God.
Completely fine with. I miss out on so much homework driving.
Okay. Damn.
Another career that you don't need a degree for is a claims adjuster. So like the people that do like car insurance claims. They make a median pay of $63,000. So y'all, you could really be out here popping,
really working,
and you don't have to work in retail.
You can say you work for Geico as a claims adjuster. Say you want to work now and you actually do want to go back and get your degree. You could work as a car insurance claims adjuster for 1 to 2 years, go back and get your associates and bachelor's of finance, and now you have full financial experience. And now you can get a real job, probably better than a job I can get right now because I have zero finance experience. But
so these resources are great, guys. There's a lot of opportunities out there that aren't retail, because I know like I would never go back to retail. God bless the people that do. Because I don't have it in me.
I wouldn't even manage a retail store. I'm never gonna manage anybody again. I mean, I guess I will, but I'm gonna no.
But not like that.
I'm gonna manage a manager. I ain't managing all them little kids. I can't do it.
I need to tell the manager what to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to.
Sure. Yeah. I'll manage a supervisor and a manager, and that is all. Like we good. But yeah, hopefully Beyonce and Cardi B have continued to inspire you.
Yes, because they got the same hours in the day.
Right. And even though Beyonce's rich as shit, she worked hard from the age of like
she wasn't always rich. Her dad just pushed her.
Yeah,
her parents were like, nah, you doing this shit, bitch.
And she's like 34 or something, right? And it's like, so you guys, she's been working for 28 years. So you can't expect to be Beyonce if you're 26, because she's been working for 28. Working.
Oh, she's 36.
She's 36, so she's been working for 30 years, because she started as a little kid with with Kelly and all them. She started young. So imagine working for 30 years. You can't be surprised that after 30 years of hard work, she's a
billionaire.
We, as 26-year-olds, we started when we were 16. So we've been working for 1/3 of the time that Beyonce has been working. And you just have to think about it like that. Like Cardi B, she's famous and she's going to turn 26 this year. She's gonna turn 26 this year.
Oh my god!
But she started stripping
at 16,
at 18. As soon as she got out of high school, she started stripping because it was legal. But by 21, she said by 20 or 21, she had $200,000 in her bank account.
I need that.
Imagine how often she was at work. I can't even imagine that. Imagine how often she was at work.
Lived there.
She lived there.
Yeah, she definitely lived there.
And so everyone's time is different. Like that little girl off of Stranger Things who's super famous now. Like everyone's time is different.
Everyone blossoms at different times.
But just know that with hard work and time, you will get to where you want to be. And understand that if you don't what it was called, buy Gucci, don't what?
Oh, but
don't pay your bills.
Don't pay your rent, buy Gucci.
So if you don't pay your rent or don't pay your bills and buy Gucci, you are slowing yourself down.
You're definitely setting yourself back.
Yeah, you're setting yourself back, because when it comes time to need money to do certain things, say you want to open a business, now you have to spend that extra time that you could have just not bought all that Gucci and all that Louis Vuitton
had in a savings account
and just had money gaining interest, and you could have started it now. So even if you've made that mistake and now you've realized like, oh, I fucked up, I need to, that's fine. First of all, pay back your debt. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, because one of my friends, he just posted on his Instagram story, he was like, yeah, I missed out on a couple shoe releases to buy these, and he showed a washer and dryer. He was like, I didn't buy shoes for a few months so I could get a washer and dryer for my house. And I'm like, yes, yeah, exactly, you know what to do. Even
though it's like your savings should have allowed you to buy the washer and dryer the moment you needed it. And this is I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying we all need to get to the point. All of us, because Beyonce is there, Cardi B is there. We need to get to the point where the moment we need something, we just get it, and it's responsible. Like a washing machine is very responsible.
Like if you needed a bed today, could you buy it?
Yeah,
the whole thing, like the mattress, the box spring, and the frame of the bed.
I bought all this in one day.
Yeah, right. Like, so Nina's referring to all of the furniture in her room. So it's like, if you really needed this in one day, would you be able to do it?
Yeah,
like you have to think about things like that, because like I'm not like trying to put evil out there in the universe, but bad shit happens real fast and real quick.
It's the devil.
Yeah, and it's just like you don't have time to prepare for bad shit because you don't always know when it's gonna happen.
Like I didn't know I was gonna get a speeding ticket, but now I got one.
Like when Nina told me she had a speeding ticket, I was dying. I'm like, bitch, how?
It was funny because my foot wasn't even on the pedal. Like that's fucked up. I was in Malibu and there's hills, and I was actually out of gas, so I was rolling to the mobile. I only hit my gas uphill, so I would hit it, and then once we hit the hill, I would let go. I was rolling 65 miles an hour down a hill.
Wow.
And he pulled me over next to the mobile I was going to. Like he was at the mobile. So mobile's here and he was here, and I whipped, and I saw him. As soon as I saw him, I started pulling over. I said, I'm getting a speeding ticket. Because he had the gun out. I was like, oh yeah.
Those little bitch ass fucking guns.
I was like,
I hope all those shits break.
I really looked at him. I was like, are you really giving me a ticket? He was like, yeah, you were going 65. And I was like, but I was honest. So just
but I was
honest.
Bitch, you ain't white though. You wasn't white.
I wasn't white, and I wasn't old, and that's who they service.
No, you honestly just needed to be white and honest. You were a black woman in a nice car. Come on now.
Yeah.
He probably don't even have a car like that.
Yeah. No. So. I've gotten bad looks from older people.
Yeah.
Oh, I get bad looks from older people. Oh, sidebar, sorry, tangent. Something about a young black person in a nice car, and I'm sure young not black people get the same look, but I have multiple times by people in their 40s and 50s gotten out of my car at Costco, and mind you, I opened my door, so my interior is like multiple colors too, and I'm like, I just wanted it like that.
Yeah.
I just told them I wanted that car. I don't know what to, like, it's not my fault. It was beautiful. That's what I wanted. And I've had people just look at me and just look at my car and look at me and look at my car and look at me. And I've had a couple people be like, when I got out of the car, like you see the shock, like they do, whoa, that's who got out of that car. That's not an older person. And I'm driving the same car that old people are driving because I see them all the time. Like, but yeah, I think there's something about like Amanda Seales said, she didn't even want to show off the Mercedes she bought because people were gonna think she was like, oh, she's stunning. It's like she got her first nice car. Can you let her live?
Yeah.
I drove a 94 and then started driving a 2004 all the way up until the moment I got my car. I am allowed to celebrate my car because I bought it with my money. My parents did not help me. Yeah, my parents did help the negotiation, but they did not give me a penny for that car. They made sure I had it before they even took me to the dealership. Like, and so it's like, you just take your time. If you're black, just ignore all the people who think it's surprising that you're doing well.
and continue to do well and be great and start building that generational wealth that we need.
And if you're not Black, it's still the same, you know. If your family, if you grow up in any situation that wasn't,
if you're a minority,
if you're a minority, like even for white people who grew up poor,
yeah,
you know,
there's
like
some of y'all out there.
Yeah, right. They exist. Some of y'all. So it's like, that's why I was like, let me mention y'all, because I know there's a lot of white people out there that did not grow up with money. So it's like, we don't hate white people. We just hate the privilege, because some sort of privilege makes people ignorant. And
it's a certain air of
yeah.
these individuals.
Yeah.
Look at God.
Look at God. Yeah, my Look at God's gonna be similar for a while, so I'll do like a double Look at God. Look at God, I only have 8 more weeks left of school. Ooh. You guys are gonna join me on this countdown, but since I say that every week, Look at God, I'm doing a lot of traveling, and I think
I'm jealous.
That was a past Look at God of ours too, because we're like traveling and stuff. But it's like, when I look at what we have planned, that's a blessing though. That's a blessing. Like, I just bought tickets for my god sister's birthday to go back to Miami, and anyone who knows, I was just in Miami. But honestly, it wasn't long enough, so I'm actually glad I was going back, because now I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I can actually chill. And then I found out there's a Nobu out there, so I was like, I'm definitely going out there. Like, that works out. Yeah, and then Ashley has some shit going on where she has to travel, so I'm just gonna meet her there.
Oh yeah. If they ever tell me some shit about it, my company's so fucking unorganized.
They're just gonna wait till the last second.
Yeah, I don't need that.
I mean, honestly, if they wait till the last second, I'll just buy my ticket and then we'll just go, because you know the dates. Mm-hmm. Remember, we were gonna go before. Yeah, because after is Thanksgiving. We're gonna go, so you know the date. So whenever I have extra money, I'm just gonna buy the tickets, because Ashley doesn't have to buy her tickets.
So long.
Her job is paying her ticket.
3 weeks. That'll be great though.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So my Look at God, I have 2, I guess. So one of them is today I got a free smoothie because my birthday's coming up. Oh yeah. So I was really happy about that. I forgot Jamba Juice does that. Save me some dollars. I didn't even go. I should have went. You should have. Yeah, fucked up. Take advantage of that free shit. Yeah, nah. They're gonna be like, oh fuck you.
Your birthday was almost 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, bitch, really? That's what they're gonna look at you like. And then my other Look at God is so I am in my 3rd course. It's my last prerequisite before I start like the official master's work, and thankfully the professor does not put that much weight on the examinations, and yesterday I was able to finesse a 92 on my midterm exam. So a bitch feels a little smart when I usually feel stupid as shit. Like, I tell Nina all the time, I'm like, Nina, I'm dumb as shit. Like, I don't know why people think I'm smart. Like,
I say the same thing. I'm like,
dumb as shit.
I'm not. Okay, this is what people don't understand. They think because we have a master's that we're smart. We're not smart like these Asian people who come here and ace everything. We're not that type of smart. We study. That's it. We have to. We don't literally have to. If I do not study, I will fail. Yep. That's literally what it equals. You know how the math equations were this equals this. Do not study equals fail.
For me, every time.
Study equals you might pass.
Because I'm like, I could study and still fail some shit.
You might pass.
That's why I'm like, I need people to stop. Like, stop calling me smart. I don't know what you seeing.
People. Girl, okay, and this is funny because it's an interesting perspective to come from, because when you're like really struggling with life in general, people are like, but girl, you're doing it. You're an inspiration. Really? You've been doing a lot. I've seen you doing this and this, and it's like, I know I'm doing it, but you guys, I'm not healthy. So
like, I'm dying.
I'm like, help me. Like, help me.
Like, if you know how many times I try not to cry in a week, okay. you wouldn't be praising me. Like, I'm sorry.
Keywords.
Like, if we're being
try
honest.
Not to, because there's multiple times. Like, I watched Black Love and I told Ashley I cried in the end, and I was like, let me just mesh this with the tears I already have for this week. Like, this show was so good, and I genuinely wanted to cry because of the show, but I might as well just
cry about something
let
else.
The tears drop from everything else that's been bugging me. It's like, you literally have to try to not cry because you hate your life. But our parents went through so much more and had to work. Right. They had to work so fucking hard.
Racism, like, my nigga, this struggle is nothing. Like, there is racism in my world, but my parents had to deal with real racism.
My parents were from Africa. You know how
my dad from the South, like.
Oh right, so he saw that bullshit.
Yeah,
my dad had people saying go back to Africa. People said get on your elephant and go back to Africa. Some lady just
called my dad a nigger like a month ago.
Okay, so
in front of our house. Yeah, in front of our house, she called him a nigger.
Well, if you die, I'm not gonna feel that bad. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. God, see, that's how the devil be speaking. You see what the devil be saying?
Having those really, really dark thoughts.
I rebuke. like Kanye. I do be. I mean, I'm like I do have dark thoughts.
I know.
But I was texting Ashley saying school is very hard, and I know people hate school, and it's like, but once it's over, it is over. That's it. So at 26, I'll be done. You're gonna be done at 26.
I'll be 27.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, you'll be. From what you told me, you'll be 26, but it depends on what classes you take.
Bitch, yeah.
Like it depends. Yeah,
it depends on how I do.
Yeah, because everyone is like, I was iffy about my graduation date until about 2 weeks ago. Like
I'm just like, I'll be done around this time.
I said, just make sure you request off. Like, just request off. And if I don't graduate, you have a free day, but no.
Yeah.
And that ties into my look at God, because when you said yours, I was like, okay, that is something to add. I was taking 2 very difficult classes to where I was like studying and not passing. And luckily it was curved, so I was still passing.
That's like the worst confidence killer.
He didn't curve until after too, so I didn't even know until after. And then I'm still getting whatever grades or whatever. And then like I start getting my grades back, and I'm like, I'm doing better on everything than I thought I did. Mm-hmm. And then my teachers start dropping grades. So they drop your lowest grade in the 2 classes I'm struggling in. And then the one class I'm struggling in doesn't have a final.
Whoa.
And it's just a presentation, and he's helping us do our presentation. Beautiful. And then the other class has a final, but he said it's open note, open book, open computer final.
I love some of those professors that just like get it.
He was a dick the whole time though.
But they probably just really want you to try.
They want you to try. They're like,
I'm gonna be mean so that you try hard, that you hate me, and that you do everything in your power to get a good grade. Yep. And then in the end, I'm gonna reward you for it.
Yeah.
Like, because with a lot of things in learning, people usually like let you learn the hardest way because that's the best lesson learned. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, okay, now I'll be nice and like guide you along a little bit.
Yeah. Like
especially in medicine too.
If you really fail everything, you will fail the class because you really didn't pass shit. But if you try, like I literally got like an F and it curved into a C.
Yes.
And then I got a B and it curved into an A plus. Like, oh well, there's no A pluses in grad school, so it curved into an A, which is trash. There should be A pluses in grad school because they're not helping you. But my friend was like, "The fuck you mean? You're in grad school. They ain't supposed to help you." And I was like,
"You right?
Yeah, okay.
You right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
I'm supposed to be like a professional.
You're supposed to be an adult.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be an adult.
Like
and it is different. You can come to class late. You can not show up. I'm in my finance class talking to my teacher with my cell phone out. Like, yeah, right. Just get this. Like, like it's very adult, like as long as you're not disrespectful, obviously. If he's teaching, my cell phone isn't out. If he was asking us when should we do our presentation, so I have my cell phone out. But it's different. So life is hard. It's okay. A lot of people are dealing with it.
Sometimes
some people are doing better than you, and some people are doing worse than you. That's just what the world is.
Just get off Instagram.
Oh my God, Instagram is really fake.
And unfollow pages that you envy, unless it's like this is motivation, but don't follow shit that you envy.
Yeah.
And that's like something that I'm learning still too, because I be looking at a lot of engagement rings, and it's like, bitch, chill. You don't even know how to be a wife.
I'm still unfollowing people every day. I unfollow somebody.
I just unfollowed somebody, and I know them in real life. Do I give a fuck? No.
Yeah, but now they have that hide feature where instead of
guess what, I ain't hiding shit.
Yeah, because that's what DJ Envy's. He was like, why don't you just unfollow him? She was like, Angela Yee was like, well, some people will be offended, like, oh, you unfollowed me, because people have asked me that before. Oh, you unfollowed me? And I'm like,
I'm about to unfollow your friend.
My friend,
the one I showed you before we started, the the message that was generic as fuck.
Oh
yeah, don't ever.
Yeah, you don't need to follow her.
Nope.
I'm sorry, it's really fucked up because I don't like new mothers' pages because they post their children too much, and I feel really bad.
I get it, but
I get it
at the same time I don't care.
I get it, but it's really annoying because we're in the great age, and it's not even jealousy. It's like I don't care. But I have a friend who like her whole life's worth was to have a child, so every single one of her posts is her child.
She loves her. She's with her kid.
She almost
I don't know if she loves it.
She almost dropped out of school to be with her child. Like, it's on that. But I made sure to tell her, don't fucking do that bullshit because you gonna be broke as shit.
Yeah, what your kid gonna eat?
Well, okay. The fuck, you're trying to be a nurse. That should pay you dumb bread.
Right, and you don't need a degree to be a nurse, by the way.
By the way, guys.
You could be a RN with a BSN, but you don't have to be.
Trade school. But so we don't keep tangenting, just so you know, you can find us on Apple Podcasts and iTunes. Search Young and Gettin It Podcast. There's no G at the end of getting. It is an apostrophe. Young and Gettin It Podcast. We're also on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAG. Follow us, subscribe, comment, everything on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. We're also on YouTube. Search Young and Gettin It Podcast. We have our episodes on there and our special guests and our video recordings. We have it all on there. And you know, we're gonna blow up and be big because y'all don't even know what the fuck we got planned, motherfucker. I'm just kidding. You guys, we just hope that you're there to see what happens, because I'm the type of person that actually I know who actually follows me, like the real friends, like I can tell. And so I know in my head, like when I blow up, they're all going to receive a benefit for always being there. And it's not going to be like, I'm going to give everybody $100. It's going to be like, you're going to benefit somehow off of me because you was real since the beginning. So that's why I don't like fake followers, because I'm like, you can go. Like, it's okay.
And then a closing note real quick. Don't unfollow me and follow me back trying to get my attention.
Oh.
Like, if I'm not looking at your shit, I'm not looking at your shit.
Yeah.
And you know who you are.
I had someone follow me and I declined, and they followed me again, and I declined and they followed me again. And I was like, wow.
I don't have time.
And so I accepted it, waited a day, and deleted their profile, and they stopped because they didn't notice. They thought they got me, but they didn't. That's how Instagram is.
Be back.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Apple Podcasts, iTunes, SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP, YouTube, search for us, Google Play, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, get her done, bitch.
And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram under the same username at YAGI_podcast. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/YAGIPOD. You can also find us on our website, www.weareyagip.com.
You always say www.
www. I don't know why. I think there's too many W's. That's why.
Too many. It is.
It's just, then you know what? Find us at weareyagip.com, because that shit will still work too.
Okay.
Autofill on that
That's
bitch.
True.
You can also email us at ashleyandninapod@gmail.com. And you guys, I know I said I was gonna set up that Google Voice number for you to text us, but a bitch was busy.
We're gonna get it done soon. Let's just say soon.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and when it happens, you'll be aware.
Bitches got master's programs,
right? And a full-time fucking job.
Wow.
And I'm damn near a manager.
I forgot I had a job.
A bitch has work.
Holy shit.
All right, y'all.
See y'all next week.